Right, so our retirement plans are changing all the time. My wife and I have been discussing all the different options, whether we're going to stay in the UK, whether we're going to move to France. We think we're going to be moving to France. That's the pretty definite option. How we do that in regards to visa, we're not sure yet. We still need to work that out. So we've booked a conference to go to where it was like an expo. I think it's in October this year. So we're going to be going to that, and we're going to be meeting lots of people who we've already been in touch with. We've been meeting them face to face and having a chat with them. So we're really excited about that, because that's going to be all sort of geared towards France. I think it's just France. There'll be people there that we can talk to about the visa. We can talk to about possibly letting properties out if we wanted to do that. We use the Airbnb system as a form of income. A couple of other updates. We have got a date for when we are moving our chickens on and rehoming them. We've got a lovely place not too far from us. It's somewhere where I used to knock around. There's like a wooded area that they've got completely fenced off, totally fox-proof. They've had chickens for 20 years, and I used to play down in those woods. So I'm sure they'll be very, very happy there, and they'll be pleased to take them on. They said they were pleased to take them on anyway. So that's going to be towards the end of August, probably about the 20th of August. On the 23rd of August, we have got booked a holiday to France. And we're going to be, it's before my passport runs out, basically. My passport runs out in May next year. So we're going to go and do this holiday. Then I'm going to get my passport renewed, because you have to have at least 6 months on it. But that will still allow us to go on holiday until, well, to go to Europe anyway, until about November this year. But the chances are we won't. So I'll probably just get my passport done, so it's all ready for next year. And the 180-day window will have reset by February next year, so that won't affect our plans going to France. So yeah, we're going to a small town where we have been looking at some properties in the southwest region, or just southwest of Normandy really, in France. So it's not too far away from the UK. We've seen lots of properties there that are well within our kind of considered budget. One of the immobilier, or the estate agents, is down there as well in that particular town, so that we've been in touch with already. So we may just kind of get some idea of where some of these properties are. We won't do any viewings, because that wouldn't be fair. We're not in a position to go putting deposits down or anything like that just yet. But we're going to check out the area, and you know, maybe, I mean, Google Earth is brilliant, because what we can do is we quite often we found properties on Google Earth, and we just note down the street, and then we know where to go. We've already found a couple of them. There are a couple that are a little bit obscure, because they're in little hamlets where the Google cars can't go down. So we'll have to have a good old sort of drive around when we're down there. But we're going to be camping, so that's going to be great. The weather's been really, really hot down there in the last couple of weeks. Hopefully that'll stay like that while we're down there. While I'm here, I just want to also thank Blog and John Dinsdale for your super thanks since the last video. Thank you very much for those. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you. And as you've probably seen, I've just enabled the memberships on the channel as well. And if you wanted to, if you click the join button, there'll be a short video on there just describing what you get for joining as a member of the channel. As I mentioned on my short, I did want to just give something back to those who want to support the channel financially. I appreciate anyone who checks that out. So in the meantime, where we're at, we've got the pension pot. I've transferred my defined contribution pension over to my SIP now, so that's all in there. That's gaining, so that's now at around 160,000 rather than 150, which is what it was on some of my last updates. We are yet to get a house valuation. We're going to be doing that this month as well. I'll let you know when that's all been done, and then we can give you an update on you know, whether we're actually going to have any equity in the property or not. I'm pretty sure we are. It's just how much really, and how much we get for the house really depends on, or really determines whether we will finalise our plans in France, or whether we look at something in the UK, or whether we do you know, 90 days in the UK, 90 days in France. It could all change really, dependent on the property value. But we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. There's some other circumstances that we have that could affect things as well. I'll probably share that more on the membership side of things, just because, you know, there's certain personal stuff that I don't like sharing on here. You know, I've been pretty personal, and I've been pretty open and pretty honest over the last several videos, and I do get some stick. I get some really, really personal comments rude personal comments from all sorts of people who think they have the right to do that just because they're subscribed to the channel, which is not so really. So there are certain things I won't be sharing on here. Some other details about our circumstances, but that'll go on the membership side. But yeah, the ball's rolling, and just for those who I get a lot of comments about, why don't you move to Thailand? Why don't you move to the Philippines? Why don't you go to Vietnam? Things like that. All looks lovely, but because my wife has elderly parents here in the UK, she also has family here, and so we want to be able to, and I also have 2 kids that are in the country and won't be coming with us, so we want to be able to come back to the UK within a day's travel really. And where we're looking in France, we love France, we've always loved France, have spent a lot of time there over the years. We know the language, we speak the language, and we just know how it all works down there, so it's very familiar, so it'll be a very easy move for us. So the reason we're not considering anything further afield, some people have suggested Bulgaria, and as I say, Philippines, Thailand and all that, just not practical for us at all, because we're going to be we need to be a few hours away. So where we're going is going to be literally maximum 7 hours drive. The actual town that we're going to be visiting on holiday is only about 4.5 hours drive, I think. So something like that. So yeah, that could be ideal, and it'd be great for a base as well. So if we wanted to, stay there for a little bit, and we managed to get a visa for a 6-month visa and roll that in with the 90-day thing, which I'll go into more detail in another video. Then we could even spend the winter months down south of France with our caravan. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. As far as the caravan's concerned, that's better. I've got some just my lighting was running out of charging, so sorry if you couldn't see me very well. Yeah, as far as the caravan's concerned, we're going to be keeping it. We think it would be much better. It's worth more to us than if we were to trade it in or try and sell it privately, because then we'd have the expense of buying a motorhome and all that sort of stuff. And we've been weighing up the options of getting a motorhome rather than a camper van, because if you get a camper van, especially if you buy one private, they've got really high mileage on because they use them for everything. They drive them everywhere. The motorhomes will have lower mileage, but they're really expensive. You'd be spending sort of upward of 20-30 grand on one. We can't afford that. I'd rather be keeping the caravan and then buy a tow vehicle for maximum 15,000, which we should be able to get. I've been looking at cars around sort of 12-13,000. So it just keeps our costs down, and although we'll have a monthly expense obviously for parking up the caravan, and as I've reiterated, and I have checked this, caravan and camping club sites, which are certified locations, just small fields where they're limited to about 6 caravans on the site, they charge a tenner a night. We don't need electric hookup at all. If we did, then that might cost us more. But yeah, there's a lot around this area, and there's a lot sort of on the areas that we want to explore in the UK if we do that, that are just a tenner a night, because it's literally just park up, and as long as you've got water in, which comes with it, and wastage out, which they all do as a minimum. They don't have showers, some of them don't have showers and toilets, but we've got all that in the caravan. So yeah, we'll be pretty self-sufficient. So tenner a night, 300 a month, we can do that, and that's well within our budget. So whereas if we bought a motorhome, yes, we could park at the side of the road, we could park anywhere we like. It's not actually legal to stay overnight in a vehicle. There's always the chance of being moved on. I've seen nightmare videos of where people knock on the door in the middle of the night from a police officer. I can't be dealing with all that. I want it all legit. And also, the extra we pay on the van we could have been spending on campsite fees anyway. So it swings and roundabouts. Do you know what? And at least if we buy a tow vehicle, then we've got a vehicle that we can go into town. We can go around and do bits and pieces. We can leave the caravan down in France on our land when we've bought the property. Then we can come back to the UK. We don't have to haul a great big motorhome each time. So I think it's just going to be a lot easier. That suits us anyway. I'm sure other people will have other ideas, but you do you, we'll do us, and that's the way it's going to go, I think, for now. The only one thing that needs repairing on it is the big window. the Caravan, the front window. It's all fine, it's not leaking or anything, but it's just got it's like an internal crack, and they're about £1,000 to replace. But you know, we could do that. I'll probably do that out of the money when I take my pension. So yeah, so there you go. So all things coming together very nicely. The main thing really is clearing out the house. We went and cleared out some old jewellery and old candelabras and bits and pieces, some old sort of the old family silver, if you like. There was an auctioneer's was stationed up in a church hall just the other day. We went up there and got several £100. I'm probably going to get an extra £1,000 for some other bits and pieces that we've put with them. Well, I haven't given them. They've taken photos and they're going to get back to us and then hopefully sell them to some of their clients for a small cut. So that's all good because it saves having to try it on eBay. You know, on eBay it's real touch and go with stuff like that. It needs to go to proper collectors, and these people know the collectors. So yeah, that should work out quite well, and that's all money that goes in the pot, really. So there we have it. I think that's pretty much all the updates for now. There will be some towards the end of the month, obviously, major update wise. In the meantime, I've got a few other things I did want to talk about, but I haven't got time on this video. But I'll do that on the next one, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for watching.